What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Galaxe or Galaxe. Galaxy, I don't know. Gal, at the request of who is requesting it? At the request of Alex. Alex for Galaxe. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, guys, and let's get into it. You said it smells like a double bottom. It might. Yeah, I can kind of smell that here. It looks like one, but that doesn't mean that it has to be, right? We absolutely could, and I am expecting the average altcoin to drop anything from 20 to 30% by the end of this oncoming onslaught to the downside here. And if you were to drop 20 to 30%, 25% would actually get you set up for a double bottom. So maybe it is. Maybe it is a double bottom. We just haven't fully deployed yet into that lower low area, or that double bottom area. By the way, just so we're aware, for anybody who's new to technical analysis or new to charts, a double bottom does not necessarily have to be right at the low. This could be a double bottom. You could go even a little bit lower, and that constitutes as a double bottom. I once heard a man who, I might disagree with. I might not admire everything that he does. I'm not going to give him a shout out here, but I do admire his TA. I think he's got good technical abilities. I heard him say that if it's lower than like 20% away from the low, or maybe it's 15% away from the low. I forget what he said. Maybe it is 20%. Then it's no longer a double bottom territory. So something below, at that rate, 81.5 cents, or no, I'm sorry, 65 cents. Maybe then you're getting rid of a double bottom. But tomato, man. Whether you find support right at this line, you go just a little bit below this line, it can be a double bottom. So if you go below 81.5 cents, just understand it's probably only a prime opportunity to buy. You're the definition of buying low at that point, and that's great, right? Buying at all-time lows is the most ideal, right? It's just not ideal, or it's hard to do in the moment. But if you got balls, or maybe no brains, or maybe a lot of brains, depending on how it is, luck is probably the most to do with it. Buying at the all-time lows is definitely ideal. If we're looking at this on a weekly basis here, your weekly RSI is not postured in the best way. But what I will say is that overall, you're overbought, you're not getting oversold. That's a relatively good position to be in, right? Maybe you do complete the thought, you hit the oversold area, and that's whenever you actually find your low, something like that. I'm anticipating not over the coming like day or the next couple of days, next 3 days. I'm not thinking we drop over these days, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, somewhere in that time frame of this coming like end of this week into next week, somewhere in that time frame is when I think we will commence this drop to the downside. I guess 3 days from now or more. Yes, I guess that would be 3 days from now for more, or more technically. And that downside could be somewhere for Galaxe here, somewhere around 81.5 cents. Now let's look at this on another perspective. Let's take this. I think we could take this low here on a weekly basis back in October to this high right here, right? And then look at that, man. Look at that. Your golden ratio right there. Perfect. Right at 81 cents. I'm getting more and more confident that you're going to hit. You're going to see a perfect double bottom, man. I think so. 81.38 cents right now. Daily time frame, rejecting the 50, finding resistance here, looking pretty bad, getting oversold, not getting overbought. The weekly is like the antithesis of the daily, right? It's literally the exact opposite here. I would think that you do go lower. I think that you do go lower, actually. Yeah, very confident in that. If you were to go higher, you would have broken above your 1272 already. In all fairness, though, if you were to go lower, maybe you would have gone lower already, too. What's the market cap of this thing? How about that? If it's a low market cap, it makes sense why it's being weird. Oh, come on. Why did you do that to me? Give it to me. Galaxe. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a very, wow. Okay. Very low market cap. Gal tokens will be swapped to G at a ratio of 1 gal equals 60 G. Okay, well, is G the new coin? Gravity. Is this the new coin? Gal, what's it say? Hold on. Oh, let me go back here. Gal tokens will be swapped. So swapped. So they're moving on from Gal to G. Okay, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't know anything about this token. Do your own research, right? We're trying to find some now. This thing is at $150 million market cap. Okay, fully diluted valuation, $202 million. Okay, yeah. Max supply, 12 billion G. Gravity. I kind of like it. Looks cool. Kind of reminds me of Grok as far as that look goes. All time, and then look here. I wonder what's going on. Is Gal merging with G? I don't know. But anyways, decent volume, not crazy volume. 150 million. If Gal is still going to be a thing, is it going to transfer into G? That's interesting. Do your own research, right? Make sure you're doing your own thing. But if I had to guess with this thing. I would think, being at this absurdly low market cap, you have a lot of potential to grow from a double bottom here. You definitely have the potential to see new all-time highs and crazy growth from there. But will you, right? I don't know. Is it worth doing analysis? Let me ask Grok here. Is Gal merging with G, or will it still go on to prospect its own future? I don't know. Let's see what Grok has to say. Seems there might be some confusion in your question. Gal meaning merging with G. Based on the context, I assume you're referring to Galaxe. Yeah, a Web3 credential data network and its transition to Gravity. Yeah, later. Okay, so it is transitioning. Yeah. No, Gal's not merging. Originally launched as a platform for credential. Yes. And announced the development of Gravity, Layer 1 blockchain built on Arbitrum Nitrate. Gravity aims to expand Galaxy's capabilities into a full-fledged blockchain ecosystem. Token transition. As a part of the shift, Gal token is being transitioned to a new token G on a 1.6 ratio. This means one Gal becomes 60 G tokens. The total supply of G is set to 12 billion, replacing Gal's original supply 200 million. Proposed detail mid-2024. Purpose: the transition reflects a strategic pivot where Gravity becomes the core ecosystem powering transaction smart contracts, while Gal as a standalone token is phased out. Okay, so it will be phased out. So let's just do this then. Okay, Gal, we're going to stop talking about Gal, because Gal essentially, it's going to exist as a token, but it's being phased out, right? That's what's happening. Okay, no independent future for Gal. The Gal token itself will not continue as a separate entity with its own future. The migration of Gal holders to G completed by mid 2024 indicates that Gal's role is effectively being absorbed. So it's already there. So Grok's a little bit wrong on this, because it can have its own independent future, right? It can. And maybe off of sheer speculation alone, maybe it does bounce from here. But I think that doing TA on something like this without knowing more about Gal, and from what it sounds like, it's just a dead project now. But Gal's not dead. It just transitioned into Gravity. Gravity is now the focus, right? So Gal isn't merging, but yes, it is. Rather, Gal is being replaced by G. That's how I meant it. Maybe, but you're so damn technical, Grok. I'm just gonna ask him. Thank you. That will be all. I have to say that'll be all, because if not, I said think, like Kevin from The Office. Thank. Thanks, you're welcome. Yeah. Because if not, he'll ask me questions, and I don't like to leave people open-ended with questions. Not that he's a person, or it's a person, but anyways, Galaxe. We're gonna stop talking about Gal. We're gonna talk about GUSD. Yeah. Does that make more sense? Are we all in agreement there? Is that fair to do? I think it's fair to do. Let's go on Coinbase. Sure. Coinbase here. No, maybe not. Maybe Kraken. No, probably not there. What about MEXC? We got any MEXC out here? MEXC. Nope, it's not around there. That's okay. Well, Binance. It happened in mid-2024, so this is probably all the existence of Gal, to be fair, or of Gravity. So, yeah, Gravity here at 1.69 cents right now. Finding resistance. You do have lower highs. You're probably going to keep coming down, looking at the daily RSI. Sorry, that first part of the video was just me figuring it out, right? Lower highs, all the way down here. Less volume coming in on these upside ticks. You probably do have more downside to go. I expect the average altcoin, and you're probably in that average mix, the average altcoin will drop 20 to 30%. So something like that would take you to a lower low. If we look at this from an overall low here to an overall high right there, low to high, 2272 is the expected area. I like that. Yeah, something around the 2272. I like that. 1.22 cents is where you're going to go. Maybe even just a little bit lower. You could find significance right at that 1 cent area. So if you do see something on the lines of a 40% drop, that's nothing to be concerned with. It's something to get excited about to buy. I do think this thing will come up and retrace very well. There's a lot of exciting projects on Arbitrum, so that's interesting in itself, in my opinion. Decent volume even at these boring times. It's not bad. Market cap of 150 million. It doesn't have as much capabilities as a sub $10 million market cap, but and actually let's look at these token unlocks here. Let's just see. Do we have a roadmap for this? Looks like more and more are going to get unlocked as time goes on, and it'll slowly kind of taper off. So going into yeah. you're not going to have all these tokens unlocked by the end of this year, right? So by the end of the cycle, you're still going to have a lot of tokens. The bear market will be when a lot of these tokens unlock. Um, I don't think it's going to hurt the price. So anybody aware of that? Yeah, you're not fully diluted, but I don't think it's going to hurt the price for what it's worth. What do I know? I've only been in 3 bull markets now. We're at about a 17-cent price now, fully anticipating you drop down to 1.224 cents and probably just below there. Okay, probably just below, probably between 1 cent and 1.224 cents. When it comes time to going higher, your current price valuation is at 150 million. 150 million from the current price. Let's just see here from that price there. A 10x would be at about 17 cents, right? 100x would put you at what market cap would that be? That would be 15 million, 15 billion. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a brain fart here. $15 billion. 15 billion dollars. 100x put you at $1.60, right? About $1.60 there. So $1.68 to be completely fair. So that's 100x, $16 billion. It's not promised. It's not guaranteed, but it's definitely possible. Let alone even double that, 32 billion, 35 billion, 70 billion is possible. Is this thing multi-100xable? Yes, it is. Is it 100xable? Yes, it is. Can we price predict where the all-time high is going to be? I don't think so, because we don't have enough data here. So it's grossly inappropriate to do. I think that once we see how far this thing recovers on its next move up, I think then we can kind of gauge as to where the all-time high will be. As of now, it could be, it could stop at a 25x. I expect the average altcoin to do a 25x by the end of the cycle from their current prices, 25 to a 30x. It could be at a 100x. It could be at a 400x. It's not appropriate of me to guess. Do your own research. See if you can come up with your own concoction of a price prediction. But I'm thinking that we do move down a little bit lower, down to that 1.2 to 1 cent area. We're at 1.685 cents now, a little bit lower, and then we probably move up from there. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I would look more into this. I would definitely look more into this. It seems interesting. Low enough market cap, not terrible. And it seems their transition went well, so that's always good too. Whenever stuff like that goes without a hitch, or hopefully without a hitch, that's definitely encouraging. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know a lot about this thing, so if you want to invest in it, definitely do your own research. As far as all-time highs go, I don't know, man. It could stop between 50 cents, $1.50, $3, more than that. Could go to $5. Who knows? But that's all I got for you guys. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye bye.